So welcome to the show, everyone. You know, I love to talk about everybody else but myself. And that's what we do here on this show, and it's so much fun. And what a lot of the listeners that have been listening to me for years tell me what they love about it the most is it's just information for them, and that's what's so great. My first guest has been on with me for, over 16. You're looking at 17 years, might even be over that too. I have with me Doc. He's the owner of Hypnotic One. Doc, you got to tell everybody first a little bit about yourself, what you do, but what makes you different, okay? So important because you can go to a hypnotist, right? But they're not the same as Doc.
Yeah, there's no two hypnotists exactly the same. They haven't had the same experiences. They haven't had the same training. And that's what puts me above most all the rest of them. I've been doing it for over 40 years. I've worked with over 65,000 people in 4 different countries. And I build the programs around the person. I might have 100 people come in 1 month to quit smoking, but I'll have 100 different programs for them because everybody's a little bit different. And same way with weight, same way with drugs and alcohol. I think they're all easy to get rid of. I love to work with people on addictions because they think it's so hard, and I show them so easy and how quickly they can get off of it and move forward. Even business people, when they've been stuck in their business and they're afraid to move forward, they're afraid and they're stressing out, I show them how to go, because I've worked with over 100 people in different businesses, and I've owned 20 different businesses of my own that's very successful. So the thing is you have to know the person, and that's what I do. When I give a person free consultation, I'm learning about them to see whether or not I can help them. And it doesn't matter what their problem is, and a lot of times what their problem is not what they tell me it is. Otherwise, when they come in, they say, I got to quit alcohol. Well, alcohol's not the problem. We have to go find the problem, the underlying problem, because if you just take alcohol away from a person, then they're going to stress out, they're going to have withdrawals, or they're going to go to something else. So we have to go and get rid of the initial problem, and I tell you what, we do it so quickly, you're going to think, my gosh, why didn't I come in and see him years ago? Because we put you in control of your life and your mind and your emotions instead of being controlled by life.
So I have a couple of questions that I'd like to ask.
Oh, and one other thing, I forgot about the lifetime warranty.
I was going to ask you
because, you know what, a lot of therapists out there, you pay per session, and everybody says, well, how much is it? And I said, you didn't even ask. The real good question is, will it work for me? I says, I don't give price per sessions. You can have as many as you want. I don't keep charging you. And the thing is once you are my client, then you can come back, and like I've got a lady right now, 12 or 13 years ago, she come in for one thing, now she needs something else. I'm not charging her.
You know what, and that's the thing, once you work with Doc, you have him for life. Now you can check him out on his website, which is that's mine, hypnotic1.com. You can also call him and leave him a message. His number is 602-547-0446. Question, a lot of people ask that they ask you these questions, and this one I wanted to ask you. When you're under and you've got them in, I guess what it's called, a trance, okay? Do people lose all control?
No, actually they're in more control when they're in trance than they are when they're not. And most people don't understand, they go through a state of trance many times throughout the day. When you're half asleep and half awake, you're daydreaming, or you're driving down the street and you're thinking about something else, and all of a sudden somebody puts their brake lights on in front of you, you shake and you hurry up and put the brake on. Well, you're coming back into the conscious mind. There's 3 different minds that I work with. The conscious mind, that's the analytical, calculating part of your mind. That's the one you're thinking with. And that's the one that says, hey, you know what? I don't want to spend $5,000 a year on smoking. I know it's bad for my health. Let's stop that. Well, the next part of your mind, where most all of your emotions are and your habits are formed and maintained, and that's where your power is. And and it's like a 4-year-old, it doesn't think. It just reacts, and it doesn't like change. If you push it into a corner to make it change, it don't like it. That's why a lot of times people go into a dry out clinic or get off drugs, takes them 30 days in most places. Well, when they come out, all of a sudden now they can buy the drugs again. All of a sudden within 5 to 10 days they're back on it because their life didn't change and nobody got rid of the underlying problem. Now that's two of them. So you got the conscious mind, that's the analytical. You got the subconscious mind, and now you've got the unconscious mind. That's the one that hardly anybody ever knows, but that's where your instincts are. Otherwise, you go to touch something's hot and you automatically pull your hand back. You see a snake, you automatically, unless you're a snake charmer, you automatically go away from them. So you have some inherent fears, but some of them are learned. And when we work with you, we work with every part of the mind. That's why we have a 98% success rate, and we can give that lifetime warranty because hardly anybody has to come back unless they want to come back and get a booster shot, as I call it, or just come in and say hi, and then they tell me, well, I've got this other thing I'd like to get rid of, or I'd like to achieve. I'd like my business to be better. I'd like my relationships to be better with my spouse or with my kids or with my employees, and we show them exactly how to do that.
It's amazing. You could help in almost any area. He's been doing this well over 40 years, and we're lucky to have him here in Arizona. And here's the thing, folks, it may be you or someone that you need, because everybody knows somebody, especially when it comes to, addictions, right? And what I love about what you do with addictions is you will not take anything away from them.
That's it.
Most people, they're going to go
We don't
off
have
that.
any withdrawals with any of my people. I don't care if you're getting off heroin, coke, meth, alcohol, it doesn't matter. You're not having any withdrawal symptom because I'm not taking anything away from you. I'm working with your mind so that your mind tells you, well, I don't want that. And all of a sudden, instead of thinking you're addicted to it, you're free of it.
So another question to ask you. Will I tell you all of my secrets while you're under?
Boy, I wish, but no, I don't want to know all your secrets, and you can lie under hypnosis and everything else. But when people come in to see me, I'm working 100% on their situation, and we might go into different areas because that might be where their problem is, but they're never embarrassed about it.
That's what I thought it was a funny question, so I thought I would ask
No,
it.
I've had that, especially policemen. When I get a lot of policemen in, they always ask me that. They always ask me.
That's crazy. Why them? That's funny. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk, and I know we're going to go to a break soon really quickly, but is it one-on-one with you, or do you just do it where they just go home and take it?
I do it one-on-one, and then I give them CDs and downloadables where they can work on it at home before they go to sleep. And now we're coming up and we're going to start classes to add to it.
Because guess what? When you do this, you're doing it on your own. You do it in your sleep.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk further about how he can help anyone in any situation. You can check him out on his website. It's HYPNOTIC1.com. His phone number is 602-547-0446. Number one, he won't let you fail. We're going to talk about that. You have a lifetime warranty with Doc, and he will not let you fail. You know what? What these are customized programs to meet your needs. Check him out on his website. It's HYPNOTIC1.com. He has a 98% success rate. Now we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk further. It's 602-547-0446. It's HYPNOTIC1.com.
Very good. Very good, dear. You ought to do this professionally.
I can't talk. Ready? I want to ask you, because we're live on Facebook right now.
Oh, okay. I know we are.
So, I want to ask you a couple of other questions that you might want to bring back onto air when we're on radio, okay? Because right now we're just on break.
Okay.
Okay. So, when you say that you do it one-on-one, you know, you
Uh-huh.
have to, right?
Uh-huh.
Right, and then they take a CD and they take it all home
Mhm.
with them, okay? And then what happens? What do they, are they with you, what, in a week, do they come back?
They
3
come back.
days later?
They come back a week or a few days later after they've listened to the CD and read through the book and filled out some answers for me. They come back and we see the difference of them, and then I start custom building the program for them. It's
Yeah.
really very simple, because when you're sleeping, you're not denying yourself change. People are afraid of change, but every time you've ever been successful, right before that you had to change. So change is great. I mean, it's exciting, and it gets you out of boredom.
Well,
How can you
It
be bored
gives
if
you-
you're changing?
well, can you imagine when people, there's a lot of people out there that are stuck, right? They're
Oh,
stuck in, or
big
they're
time.
in that deep hole, and it takes forever for them, once they get into it, to get out.
It does, and it takes somebody or something of great strength to get them out of that. Otherwise, they just keep going, it's circle thinking, and they live up to what they was
Never
doing
heard of circle
yesterday.
thinking.
There's circle thinking and spiral thinking. Spiral thinking either takes you down the rabbit hole or brings you out of it.
I would like to be out of it, right?
If you don't change what you did yesterday, today's gonna look the same. And if you don't change today, tomorrow's gonna look the same. So how can you promote yourself and succeed if you're doing everything the same?
That's what.
And remember, practice, what is it? Practice makes what?
Perfect.
No, it doesn't. Practice makes permanent. If
Perfect.
you want something to be permanent, you practice it.
That's true.
If you want it to be better, you train new actions into that routine. When I was in karate, I took Midwest Championship when I was like 18 years old. And I tell you what, I never went to karate practice in my life. I went to karate training.
Mm-hmm.
I was always training. See, sports people, they don't go to practice, they're training. They're training to improve. And that's what I do with people. I see what they need, and they tell me what they need, and we take them to the next level.
So we've been talking here during the break to Facebook land out there, and I love that part because, you know, you start going and talking a lot, even a lot more about what you do. And some of the things that you spoke about was circle thinking, which I've never even heard of.
Yeah, people get stuck in a circle. They think the same way they thought yesterday and the day before, and they just keep going around, and they live up to that. Otherwise, if they think that they can't change or can't get rid of something, they make that a reality for themselves. So we change that. We get them out of that. And then there's spiral thinking. Everybody's been in that at different times where it takes them down the rabbit hole. Otherwise, oh, poor me, and all of a sudden you live up to that, you're going down, getting worse. And that can be in our athletes, that can be in our business people, that can be in individuals or kids or whatever. But there's also spiral thinking coming up. Otherwise, you're coming up to the top and you're making changes.
That's awesome.
One thing about my programs, you're never bored. If a person's bored, that's because they're doing the same thing over and over. They don't have a excitement for the future. Let's get excited for the future. I don't care if you're 60 or 70 or 80 or 90. You know what? Get excited for the future. You have to know what you want, specifically and exactly, and just write it down. Just write it down. And why do you want it? How would it change your life? Otherwise, if you wanted $2,000 more a month, you're on a fixed income, how would that change your life? Because we'll show you how to do that. And then, number 3, what's the obstacles that stop you and what's the solutions? We show you how to get to those and get over. Number 4 is when are you going to start it at 100%? Because there's always those people out there, I want to be I'm gonna sometime. Well, you know what? Mark it on your calendar when you're gonna do that first thing, and mark it on your calendar when you expect to have an accomplishment and achievement.
The number to call them is 602-547-0446. It's hypnotic, the number 1.com. This is a question that you said you get asked a lot of, okay? And that is somebody who is gonna quit smoking.
Mhm.
They're gonna come to you for that. They say to you, if I quit smoking, can I still smoke pot?
Yep, the answer is yes. Even though they have both similarities, but they're totally different, and people usually do them for different reasons, but the answer is yes. You can still keep your pot or your edibles and get rid of your tobacco.
Good, okay, so that's it. So why do people ask that?
Well, because they're doing both, and they really like the
They're
pot.
afraid. That's why they're afraid. You know what, that's another thing that I'm
Their
talking
fear.
about. Fear is what brings you to doing absolutely nothing in your life.
Stops all forward progress. Talking yourself out of it. You know what? My first karate instructor, he was the world champion, and I tell you, and I've had 4 world champions teach me different things. And the thing is, he says, I'd rather see you fail than do nothing. He said, at least you're moving out in front. You're going, and you're going to learn from that failure, because it's not a failure, it's only a learning curve. And when I get business people to do that, they all of a sudden, they see something they didn't see before. Or they see it in a way that, yeah, that makes sense. Don't do what everybody else is doing, unless that's what you've been doing and you're very satisfied and successful at it. Go out in front. Do the things that they don't think about. And I loved that when I was in business back in the 70s and 80s. I was doing so much advertising, I bought an advertising agency. And then I bought a marketing company, because I really love marketing and advertising. Because both of those kind of really do what I do right now. Help people change and become successful.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that these are customized programs to meet their needs.
That's right, because everybody's different. You'll go to a hypnotist, you'll buy a CD or whatever, and it's the same thing over and over. They never get to the underlying problem. So if you quit smoking for a while, here it comes back again. So we don't do that. We find out what your underlying problem is. Yeah, it might take us a week.
You know, when we're talking smoking, and I'll never forget my client. We were sitting here doing this show years ago, and my client, you were talking, and she's like enamored by you, okay? And she's sitting there listening.
Oh, I remember the lady.
Yeah, Nat, because after the show, she came up to me and she goes, I need Doc's card. And within 2 days, she calls me up in tears because she was so grateful. She was smoking for 40 years.
And she was doing like 2 or 3 packs a day.
And guess what? She don't smoke anymore.
And that's been a few years ago, and I tell you what, think of all the money she saved.
Yeah, that's another thing, folks. Look at all the money that you're
$10
saving.
a pack or 12.
What are they?
I saw a Walmart and us coming through $13 a pack, and I'm thinking by the time you put tax on it, it's $14. You're smoking a pack a day. Ouch! That adds up.
How about this? Tell them how you will not let them fail.
How can you fail if you got a coach and a trainer working with you and helping you overcome each and every obstacle? And I know the obstacles you're going to run into. I really do. Working with this many people over this many years, I know what's going to happen before it happens, so I help you avoid a lot of it. But if you do run into it and you get stuck in it, you call me up, and I don't care if it's Sunday night at midnight. You call me up or you text me, and I show you how to get out of that.
You give them a lifetime warranty. There's nobody that does that.
Nobody does
Nobody.
that. Ask your doctor to do that for you. Ask any therapist, and even other hypnotists around. They'll ask me when they run into me, how can you afford to do it? And I says, for the simple fact is my program works. Well, what do you do that we don't do? I says, well, I really don't know what you do. I only know what I do.
Well,
and I build my programs from the ground floor up. Most all other motivators out there just take somebody else's program and puts their name on it. And it doesn't work.
No. You've even had doctors that have been listening to this
Yep.
show that call you up and say, hey, what are you doing that I'm not, right?
Yep.
Because we had that one time, that guy from Mayo Clinic
Yep.
that called you up like that.
Because he had a patient that he couldn't get out of depression. We got him out of depression in a week because they don't know how to find the underlying problem.
It's the mind. It's
That's
the
it.
mind. And that is what do you call this up here?
This thing up on your shoulders, that's an electrochemical organic computer. And we go in there and reprogram and get rid of your virus.
Most people have viruses, and they, you know what?
Oh,
you
we
know-
all do.
We all do, but you know what? They also know it, but don't do anything about it.
That's it.
That's a question why.
When a person's got cancer, they quit smoking for a while. All of a sudden, when the urgency or the emergency of that goes away, they start smoking again. Not with me,
It goes
because they
away.
don't need it. They don't want it. And
What, wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want, there's so many people that I know that are stuck out there, and I feel sorry for them, because, you know what, unless you really want to do something, we've said this before many times, if you want to walk on water,
gotta
you
get out of that
gotta
boat.
get out of the boat. You just gotta do
And
it.
you know what? When you're out of the boat, let's go water skiing. I
And
want
have
to
fun.
have a lot of fun. And the thing is, right now, I'm working with a lot of people, but a lot of the people I'm doing a special discount. The first, what are they called? First, the
Section?
firemen's, the
Oh, the first responders?
first responders. Yeah, let me help you out and give you a
Let's
super discount.
talk a little bit about that.
Let me help out the people that are stuck on that.
PTSD.
Oh gosh, yes, that's a big one. And if you've got a income that's frozen, let's see how we can get that unfrozen and have you get more money. Yes, I know Social Security's not gonna maybe pay you anymore, but how about if you automatically start receiving more? So there's a lot about my programs. I teach you a lot about when you're coming in for weight loss. I teach you a lot about when to eat, when you shouldn't eat, what causes it, because everybody knows what causes people to be overweight. And if you eliminate drugs, otherwise prescription drugs, then a person's eating too much, the wrong time, the wrong reason. So we have to change some of that. And most people are afraid of giving up something. Well, you don't have to give up anything because your mind says, I don't want it anymore.
His phone number again is 602-547-0446. Check him out. It's HYPNOTIC1.com. What are your final words, Doc?
If you're not where you want to be, then why not? Because you're not doing what it takes to be successful. Otherwise, what does it cost you to come in and see me? Nothing. What does it cost after that? I don't know. It's up to you. So the thing is, we have budget programs. We got programs to help athletes, professional and amateur. We got for helping kids. We got things for helping adults. We got things for helping business people. So the thing is don't be scared, because if you're scared, tomorrow's going to look the same.
His
Get
phone number to
excited.
call is 602-547-0446. Call him, tell him what's going on, and he'll tell you how he can help you.